guys, in this video I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be reviewing Sonic for Hire Season 8, my quick synopsis of the 8th season for Sonic for Hire. Now, most of you might be confused, you might be like, what are you talking about, Season 8? Didn't the series end after Season 7? Well, that's what I thought, and that's what most people thought too. And if you weren't familiar with Sonic for Hire Season 8, well, I actually don't blame you. The series Season 8 actually had a pretty damn quiet release when it came out because not many people were aware of it, and like most people like me, I thought it ended after Season 7. Well, if you know the behind the scenes, what happened with Machinima, and I'm not really a history channel that talks about drama or anything, but if you know what happened from behind the scenes with Machinima, then you should know why Sonic for Hire Season 8 had a pretty damn quiet release when it was around. But getting straight to the point, yes, it does exist, and this is actually made from the same people who made the original Sonic for Hire. Now, you might be wondering, why the hell am I ignoring, if I'm going to review Season 8, why am I not reviewing the previous seasons? Would it make a lot more sense if I reviewed Season 1 and then work its way all the way to Sonic for Hire Season 8? Two reasons why I'm not reviewing the previous seasons. First of all, like I said, not many people are familiar with Season 8 existing. And the second reason, well, we already know about Sonic for Hire Seasons 1 through 7. But if you want my quick synopsis of what I think of those, I might go back and get my own retrospective of those. But as of now, I want to review Season 8. But my quick perspective on the previous seasons, it was good. I love Sonic for Hire Seasons 1 through 1, and I love Seasons 5 through 7. You may have noticed that I did not say Season 4. Season 4 is a debatable season. If you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. It's a mixed season to like. No one will hate you if you like it. No one will hate you if you said you hated it. It's a mixed season. In Season 7, I think the creators actually did a fourth. I think they broke the fourth wall for like 2 seconds, and they actually said that they didn't even like Sonic for Hire Season 4. Season 4 it just wasn't good compared to the other seasons. But for those who haven't seen Sonic for Hire, just in case, let's just say that the story is about Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously, and he's pretty much gone downhill since, I guess I say Sonic 06, but then there are times when they do poke fun of Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Unleashed, but I think it's supposed to take place after the failure of Sonic 06. Sonic basically is just going to video game franchise, trying to look for a new job, which hence the title Sonic for Hire. But while he's looking for a new job in these new video game worlds, he's also fucking shit up no matter where he goes. But along the way, he makes new friends and he makes new enemies, and it's pretty damn hilarious. But that's the quick synopsis of what it's all about. Sonic jumping to video game, fucking shit up, and just pretty much making new friends and making new enemies, and it fucking works. If you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, I actually think you might like it. I haven't really met a Sonic fan who hasn't said, oh no, this is not that funny. But yeah, it's hilarious. It pokes fun at video games and even pokes fun at the Sonic fan base. It's fun, and as a huge fan of Sonic, it's really enjoyable. I love it. I can't guarantee that you'll like it if you're not a Sonic fan or if you're not a fan of video games. I'm not too sure. But if you happen to be a fan of video games and you love Sonic the Hedgehog, then I say give the series a watch. It might be hard to find on YouTube since Machinima is no longer on YouTube, but there are compilation videos of seasons 1 through 7 on YouTube, or you can find a few on roosterteeth.com, and you can find more there. But yeah, if you're a newcomer and you haven't seen the season, man, go watch it, man. You really need to go watch seasons 1 through 7. They're really worth a watch. Now, hypothetically speaking, if you wanted to jump into Season 8 without watching the previous seasons, surprisingly, you won't be confused because there's really not much continuity between each season, but you would get a better understanding of what's going on, especially when they make little references here and there, and you might be just a slightly bit off what they're talking about because, well, you kind of ignored the previous seasons and you might be confused. Like, for example, in Season 8, which I'll get to in just a minute, they do make references to the previous seasons. You're not going to get them if you didn't watch them, but little stuff like that, that's why I say you still should watch the previous seasons, and not to mention, they're fun as hell and they're really funny to watch, so yeah, do yourself a favor and watch those. But right now, Sonic for Hire Season 8, how is it? Is the season good? Is it considered to be one of the worst seasons next to Season 4? Or should Season 8 be considered to be one of the greatest seasons, just like the previous Sonic for Hire seasons? Well, in this video, I will give my review and synopsis of the video of Sonic for Hire Season 8, and let us see that it still holds up like its previous predecessors. So, we pick up right after we left off at the end of Season 7, where Sonic becomes a god. The creator. Sonic has actually been tired of being the creator for the past,
Well, you know, they don't really specify how long Sonic has been the creator. I don't know, maybe it's been a few months, a few days, well, whatever. Sonic has actually been tired of being the creator for a few days or a few months or whatever, until eventually Tails tells Sonic is that a brand new Sonic game has been successful. What game is that? Well, it turns out to be Sonic Mania. Yep, turns out they're just finding out about the new Sonic Mania game that became a huge hit. And for some reason, Sonic is really upset about the whole thing, which doesn't make sense. I don't know why he's upset about the whole thing. The whole point about Sonic for Hire through Season 1 to Season 7 is that Sonic was, you know, he hit rock bottom and all, and for the past seasons, he's been trying to find a new video game that, you know, that he can rise from the grave and he become, you know, one of the best video game characters of all time, and that was pretty much the whole season. But when he hears about Sonic Mania becoming a huge success, he actually gets offended by it. I don't know why. Once again, the show doesn't really specify why he's all upset about the whole thing. But one thing that does get him upset is that when he finds out that they replaced him with another Sonic, which really starts to trigger him. So, as a result, he decides to go back to Planet Earth and kick the other Sonic's ass. Which, at the same time, it still doesn't make sense, because at the end of Season 7 of Sonic for Hire, he magically made a statue go up Mario's ass, which was pretty fucking hilarious. But it shows as him as the creator, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. So I don't know why he would have to go down there and physically beat up the other Sonic, even though he's the creator and he can do anything like that. But then again, if he didn't go back to Planet Earth, we really wouldn't have this full season, so I guess for the sake of the plot, it does make sense why he would go back to Planet Earth. Sonic and Tails return to Planet Earth and they appear in Green Hill Zone, where they bump into the imposter Sonic, well, Mania Sonic. Mania Sonic tells the original Sonic and the original Tails that they changed so many things that made the original Sonic so good, which makes Tails respond and say, well, nothing has changed, everything looks the same, which might be a reference to a few of the criticisms that Sonic Mania had, because most Sonic fans seem to say Sonic Mania had so many new original things where, well, Sonic Mania had a few new things here and there, but Sonic Mania was still like a rehash of levels we've seen before. So I guess when Tails comments and says nothing has changed, everything looks the same, I guess it was meant to be a reference to some of the Sonic fans who think Sonic Mania was completely new, when in all it really wasn't. Still a good game, but not much original things happened in the game. So anyway, speaking of Tails, Mania Tails comes out of nowhere and starts insulting the original Sonic and the original Tails because they can't tell the difference between new and old, and as a result, Sonic shoots Tails. Pretty classic Sonic there. So, Mania Sonic goes into a panic and he tells the original Sonic, hey buddy, we can share the spotlight, it can't just be me, we can both share the spotlight of Sonic Mania. And of course, knowing this version of Sonic for Sonic for Hire, he doesn't take it too well.
Sharing the spotlight, eh? Yeah, I could get into that. Yeah, I don't share the spotlight with anyone.
So Sonic kills the imposter Sonic and he pretty much burns Sonic Mania along with him, which means Sonic Mania no longer exists and Sonic Mania is no longer the hit video game anymore. Sonic comes up with the idea and says, well, now that Sonic Mania no longer exists, we can create a new video game of our own and it'll rival Sonic Mania. Hell, it'll even be more successful than Sonic Mania. Sonic and Tails unfortunately can't do it alone, so they need help. Who do they get help with? Well, none other than Eggman and Jim.
I can't believe our illegal cocaine and hooker sex dumpster got shut down just for being an illegal cocaine and hooker sex dumpster. I thought Sonic was watching out for us.
Yeah, but it's not the worst thing he's ever done. Have you tried his eggshell taco? Ugh. Oh, it's terrible.
That's because you're eating an eggshell taco. It's supposed to be an egg shell taco.
You're a terrible person, a terrible friend, and I hate you.
Eggman and Jim, they're funny as always. Anyway, Sonic arrives at their apartment and they get together and they actually come up with some good ideas and suggestions for the new video game they're going to currently work on. The only problem is neither of them know anything about coding video games. So, who did they get to aid in their help? Well, it's none other than, well, Morty. Yeah, Morty from Morty Kombat, which is actually another series that was made by the same people who made Sonic for Hire.
Now, most of you who probably don't know, Morty is actually from another series from the creators from Sonic for Hire. Yes, they also created a series called Morty Kombat. You know, the character Morty. Instead of Mortal, they put Morty. Well, whatever. It's another series from the creators who made Sonic for Hire. Basically, it's just about Morty who gets transported into the Mortal Kombat universe and where shit and shenanigans happen, and pretty much that's it. I won't spoil it just in case you want to go check it out, but I still say watch it if you like Mortal Kombat. Surprisingly though, I don't think Morty Kombat is as funny as Sonic for Hire. I don't know what it is. I love Mortal Kombat, and I'm a huge fan of classic Mortal Kombat. Of course, there's the 2D sprites and everything they use, and they make more references to classic Mortal Kombat, which I love. But I don't know, Morty Combat is just, it's just not as funny as Sonic for Hire. And plus, it doesn't have a long series for like Sonic for Hire. Plus, at least Sonic for Hire has like a tons of seasons that you can watch, while Morty Combat, I think only has like what, 1, maybe even 2 seasons. But nevertheless, it was still nice to see Morty making his little cameo in the Sonic for Hire. So, yeah, props to that.
Now that Sonic and the others have a game coder on their side, Morty starts working on their video game. Sonic and Tails decide to make a departure and start getting some more research for their video game, and Eggman decides to do,
Okay, I'm gonna go eat as many burgers as I can find in that dumpster out back.
disgusting. Okay, while Eggman does that disgusting shit, Jim decides to stay there at the apartment to keep Morty company while the others are gone. Jim, for some reason, is actually jealous of Morty. I don't know why. I think the joke is that Sonic, Tails, and Eggman are trying to replace Jim, and since Jim doesn't know shit about coding video games, they want Morty to be the new Jim, and since Morty knows more about coding video games, he can do it since Jim can't do that shit, so Jim starts to get jealous of him. I think that's the joke they're trying to tell. What's even funnier is that Morty is actually voiced by the same guy who voices Jim, so I don't know, maybe they intentionally did that to make it even funnier? I don't know, but that's hilarious. Anyway, while Morty is coding the video game, Jim actually demonstrates some things that Morty can't even do. Things like jump roping and decapitating Morty's head off. Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute, what?
Oh shit, Morty? Okay, you're okay there, pal, right? You're okay, I've seen you get chopped in half, you're fine. You're definitely fine.
Nope, it only works when he's in the game. You're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, while Jim tries to find an explanation for Morty's death, we actually cut back to Eggman and his dumpster eating, and we bump into both a brand new and a familiar face.
Burger, it's just you and me, dumpster burger, you give me diarrhea. What the? Who the hell are you?
I'm your daughter.
Now, most of you might be confused when I say by a familiar face. We have never seen Egghead before, and you're right, we haven't seen her before, but supposedly she was in Sonic Mania, but we really didn't see her, even though she was right in front of us. Alright, you may be wondering, what the fuck am I getting at? And most of you who play Sonic Mania, you're like, I know I've never seen a little midget girl who looks like Dr. Eggman. Well, she sort of was in the game, technically. Well, you know that upside down spider balls and flying battery zone in Sonic Mania? Yeah, it turns out that was sort of Egghead right there in front of you, yeah. Well, actually, let me get to the real reason who Egghead is. Now, she's not really an official Sonic character by any means, but however, she was created by a fan who actually redesigned the character. You see, it turns out that a really good artist who goes by the name Alpha Gamboa, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name, but I'll call him Alpha for short just in case if I'm saying his last name wrong, but he's a really good talented artist, and Alpha, when he was playing Sonic Mania, he looked closely at the sprite and he misread it, and instead of seeing Eggman piloting the robot, he thought it looked like to him a little girl who dressed like Dr. Eggman upside down. So basically, he took the upper sprite of that character and pretty much redesigned it, and yeah, here we are, we got Egghead. Yes, a artist who misread the sprites of a character who we think it wasn't Eggman, but it was a little girl who was cosplaying as Dr. Eggman. And ever since, believe it or not, even if you don't know, Egghead is actually really fucking popular in the Sonic community. Even Sega is self-aware of this character, and fans have fallen in love with this character. There are so many arts and so many art styles by so many people who redesigned the character, and fans love it so much, they even gave it her own backstory. Now, for the name Egghead, I don't know who came up with that. From what I've heard, the artist Alpha, it turns out he got the name Egghead, and Egghead actually has more than one name, believe it or not, because like I said, people are coming up with so many backstories about this original character. That's not by Sega, but from an artist. But that's really interesting. An artist who misread the sprite of Eggette actually redesigned the character, and now this character is just a brand new character, and now people love him. Good job, Alpha. You created a new character that no one saw, but fell in love with the character, and now people are saying that this character is now official. And honestly, I can see why people love this character. I would like to see Eggette, maybe in Sonic Mania 2, maybe in the next 3D Sonic game. Hell, I would like to see Eggette in Season 9 of Sonic for Hire. This is a really interesting character. However, the one thing I don't agree on is that fans have agreed that this is Eggman's niece. But in Sonic for Hire, I actually like it better that this is Eggman's daughter instead. I don't know, it feels a lot more accurate for it to be his daughter. The only problem with that notion is, if this is Eggman's daughter, then who the hell is the mother? Yeah, who the hell did Eggman impregnate in Eggette to exist? Well, I do have a theory on that. So, here's my theory. Remember the pilot episode of Sonic for Hire Season 6 where Sonic wants to go back in time so he can get his life back together? Well, he decides to go to Luca so he can go back in time and he can do all that. But before he does that, he realizes that he got Luca pregnated, and it turns out he has 2 kids, a son and a daughter, which is bad enough since he already has Sonequa. So before Sonic does anything, he decides to go back in time and stop himself from having sex with Luca. He fails on his first 2 attempts, but then on his 3rd attempt, somehow he convinces Eggman to dress as Sonic as himself, and Eggman has sex with Luca instead. So then, later on in that same season, later on in the episode, we go back to Luca, and in this timeline, Eggman actually impregnated Luca, and now he has a son, but there's no daughter to be found. Maybe that daughter was Eggette. Now you may be wondering, how do you know if it was a daughter? It could have been a son. How do you know they had 2 kids? Well, considering the different timelines, Sonic had a son and a daughter, then that means Eggman must also have a son and daughter with Luca as well. And considering in Season 6 we saw that that kid was actually a boy, the daughter could have been Eggette. And hey, she probably ran away from home, then she found Eggman, and now they got together, and here we are right now. And that's pretty interesting. And if that wasn't enough, the voice actress who voices Luca also turns out to be the voice of their supposed daughter, Eggette. I mean, hey, that's a good theory, right? That's a really good theory. A really smart theory. Well, it turns out my theory is irrelevant, because it turns out later on, Eggette actually explains to Sonic that she was an unused sprite for Sonic Mania, and then when she was finally freed, she found out what Eggman has become, and he's nothing like his evil self. So now she's trying to get back to Eggman his evil way, so she can team up with him so they can rule the world. Yeah, I guess this is Sonic for Hire. I think this is the creator's way of saying they're not going to give Eggette no really in-depth backstory, like Eggman had a girlfriend, he had a wife, or he had her pregnant, or Luca being the mother. It's depressing. But then again, knowing this series, it's more of a comedy, so they're not going to do nothing too dramatic. But then again, knowing the creators, they do contradict themselves a lot in this season, and there's a lot of plot holes here and there, so I wouldn't be surprised in the next season they started saying, oh yeah, Luca was actually the mother, Eggman had a girlfriend and whatnot. But I can see them playing around with that joke if they do that, but I wouldn't hold my my money on it. But anyway, I've been dwelling too much on Eggette way too long. I gotta get back to the review. But anyway, that was just wanted to give you guys a quick synopsis who Eggette was, if you don't know who she was, and I also just want to give my theory who the mother was and who Eggette's original origin could have been in this series. But of course, looks like that's not gonna go they're going with. But whatever, I need to get back to the video. Enough about Eggette. So, like I said earlier, Eggette is trying to get her father back to his evil ways so they can pretty much rule the world. Or should I say, she wants to team up with Eggman so they can pretty much rule every fucking video game. So basically, they want to rule the entire universe, if you ask me. And Eggman, he just very effortlessly just obliges to it and say, huh, okay, whatever. I guess he thinks to himself and says, well, this is my daughter, I might as well rule the world with her. But whatever, it's pretty comedic, and I guess it makes the plot move forward. So anyway, she gets Eggman, they go back to Sonic's apartment, they conveniently bump into both Sonic and Sonequa, and Sonic tells Sonequa to attack Eggette. Yes, Sonequa is about to fight Eggette, and as we all know, Sonequa is an overpowered motherfucker. Sonequa's probably gonna blow her away, Sonequa's probably gonna pin her down. We all know Sonequa's gonna win the battle. Holy fucking shit! Did she just literally just throw Sonequa into outer space? You saw how effortlessly Eggette just did that? No fucking way. Dude, no one has ever overpowered Sonequa. Sonequa's supposed to be like one of the most overpowered motherfuckers in this series, and Eggette effortlessly just picked her up and threw her into outer space. That is unreal. Eggette does not need an army of robots or anything. Eggette could probably rule the fucking world alone. I don't even know why she needs Eggman. That was incredible. That made my jaw drop the first time I saw that. I mean, that is incredible. When she throws Sonequa into outer space, we can see Sonequa's flying through Pepe and Slippy's ship, and we also see Frank?
Now, remember when when I said earlier in the beginning of this video that there will be slight little references to the previous season, just in case you haven't seen it? Well, this is an obvious reference to Season 5, where a big worm named Frank actually befriends Sonic and his friends after Eggman and Jim blowing up his ship for long story reasons. So, basically, the little worm in the ship is Frank from Season 5. But it was a nice reference, and I like it, and like I said, if you've seen the season, it's pretty funny and hilarious to see him right there. But there is a continuity error though. In the end, well not the end, but during Season 5, after Sonic and his friends be friends with this guy named Frank ironically suffocates in his own small ship. Yes, Frank is such a big ass worm, he was suffocating in his big little ship. In fact, he died off screen. It was so hilarious when he died in his ship off screen. It was hilarious. Basically, Sonic and his friends were on a mission to defeat these alien ship monsters. So Sonic and his friends, of course being cowards, they decide to abort the mission and go to Taco Bell. Yes, they abort their mission to go to fucking Taco Bell. Frank, unfortunately, who's dead, his ship is like still moving forward, right? Because you know he's dead. So his ship is still moving forward, and when the alien ships spot him, they blow his ship up into smithereens. Yes, they blow up the ship. In other words, he's fucking dead. He died in Season 5. It was so fucking funny how he just died like that. Now, like I said, continuity-wise, it doesn't make sense. Even though Sonequa is flying to the sky, and we're seeing Frank there, it actually boggled my mind. It was funny, but when I thought about it, I was like, wait, didn't he die in Season 5? Wait, maybe that's the joke. Maybe Frank really didn't die. Maybe the aliens, even though the ship they blew up, the aliens blew up, maybe it really wasn't Frank. Maybe the ship was somebody else. Maybe the explosion made Frank survive. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe Frank really didn't die. Maybe he just survived the explosion. Maybe that was the joke?
Well, all jokes aside, let's be honest, the creators literally forgot what happened in the previous seasons, and trust me, this is only one of the many contradicting things that the creators forgot what happened in previous seasons, but then it's actually completely different here. Now, it's not really much of a problem, but it is a little bit distracting, especially if you watch the previous seasons, but whatever, it's not too distracting. Anyway, back to the plot. So after Egghead demonstrates how fucking strong she is, she actually steals Morty, who actually happens to be Jim, which, by the way, I completely ignored that, but after Jim accidentally kills Morty, he actually disguises himself as Morty so he can cover up pretty much his murder, what he actually did. So it turns out that Jim is actually Morty, and they don't know Jim is dressed as Morty, even though Morty has a worm head, anybody can clearly see it. But anyway, the reason that Egghead stole aka Morty is because she wants to make herself invincible, and she wants to have the power to jump to any video game she wants to go to. Which I'm a little confused on, because later on we actually see both Eggman and Egghead jump into video games very effortlessly, so I really don't know what she means by she wants to jump to any video game, because they do that later on. But on the other hand, I can see that's why she wants to be invincible. And of course, Morty not really being Morty, and that's really Jim, and of course Jim not knowing a fucking thing about coding video games and shit. Jim asks Egghead a pretty reasonable question.
What if I have no idea how to do that?
Well, this isn't going to end well. So anyway, like I said earlier, both Eggman and Egghead start jumping to video games to let all the villains know and the heroes know that they're going to be the new villains and they're going to rule the fucking universe. So in the meantime, you might be wondering what is Sonic and Tails doing during all this. Well, they're at Burger Time, fucking with Knuckles. You may be wondering why the hell are they doing that. Well, I skipped the scene, but it turns out Sonic and Tails don't really believe Eggman has the power to rule the world, especially considering that Eggman is, you know, nothing like he was. So Sonic and Tails can't believe that he's going to rule the world. That is until eventually Eggman announces in the television that he's actually closer than they think, and well, they were completely wrong on that. Until later on, Knuckles convinces them that they need to get their own army so they can actually stop them. But before that, I gotta say that this is one of my favorite moments in the entire series, because Eggman starts predicting and saying everything that Sonic and Tails do before they even do it. It's not a laugh out loud funny moment, but I gotta say, it was one of my favorite moments in the entire series. Just seeing Eggman predicting everything they're going to do, because, you know, they've been hanging out since Sonic for Hire started, since, I guess, season 2, correct me if I'm wrong, so he knows what they're going to do before they even do it. And spoiler alert, he actually uses that to his advantage to know everything they're going to do so he can win. But this is actually one of my favorite moments, and I actually want to highlight it.
Sonic, if you happen to be listening.
Oh, I'm listening all right, and I'm gonna kick your fat, stupid, annoying, dumb, piece of shit, motherfucker.
All right. You can stop swearing at the screen now. That's right. I can't hear you, but I knew you were doing that. Now you're taking a hit of crack.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, huh? How am I doing this, you ask? I spent years and years hanging out with you, so now I know your every move, and you'll never be able to stop me.
Bullshit.
See, I know your moves too, Tails, and I've already taken over half the video game universe.
Double fuckball sandwich.
Got him!
So like I said, later on, Knuckles influences Sonic and Tails so they can gather their own army so they can stop Eggman and Egghead from ruining the world. And of course, they go throughout their past journeys they went through in Sonic for Hire. Most of their friends, not all of them, so they can gather and, you know, stop Dr. Eggman and Egghead. And of course, while gathering their friends, we get this awesome montage of You're the Best from the Karate Kid, but in a 16-bit version of it. And I gotta say, it's pretty awesome hearing it in 16-bit. Now, this isn't the first time they used this song in a 16-bit version. There was also, they did it again in Season 6. And then in Season 3, which is my favorite, they get the song Blur Song 2, and they put that in a 16-bit version as well. And I gotta say, that's my favorite song here in a 16-bit. But the 16-bit of You're the Best from the Karate Kid, yeah, definitely one of my favorites as well. So during all this, you may be wondering, what the fuck has Jim accomplished since he doesn't know shit about coding video games? Well, of course, he doesn't make Egghead invisible since Jim doesn't know how to do that, but instead, he creates a digital dancing baby. Wow, that is fucking awesome. Anyway, since Jim is pretty much useless, Eggman is told to throw Morty out. But of course, Jim tries to convince the Eggman that he's not really Morty, he's actually Jim. And then Eggman comments back and says, "No, I know Jim. I know my best friend if I saw him." Even though Morty has a talking fucking head. But anyway, since Eggman is stupid as usual, he throws Jim all the way bottom of the ground where he conveniently finds Sonic and Tails. Sonic comments back and says that there's Jim, but then Tails replies with, "No, that can't be Jim. He's right here." And it turns out Tails has a dildo in his hand. And what's even funnier is that the dildo supposedly drove Sonic and Tails to their destination. And I like how the moment gets serious for like 5 seconds, and it's like, how did it drive us here? It can't even move. It can't move. How did it drive us here? It just has a serious moment for like 5 seconds, and they really think about it. It's the fucking humor in this goddamn series, I swear to God.
That's not me. That's a big pink dildo.
What? But it drove us here.
So Jim joins Sonic, Tails, and the others so they can stop Eggman and Egghead. And once they arrive, Eggman and Egghead have created this monster called the Egg Scrambler?
Behold, the Egg Scrambler.
Yeah, that thing. And the funny thing about the Egg Scrambler is that it pretty much uses everyone's weaknesses to their advantage, and it defeats them. And once again, this is one of my favorite moments. The robot just knows their weaknesses, and it pretty much uses it to their advantage, and it pretty much defeats them. It is glorious. And once again, I have to highlight it.
Attack!
What the? Oh, man! The best of toilet cams 1994? This is the best one. I've been looking for this.
Ah, shit! It knows our weaknesses! Everybody, be smart about this!
Hey, Superstar! Tails Explosion is getting rebooted for Steam, or Twitch, or WizBiz, or whatever. You're gonna be rich!
Yes! Eat my shit, everybody! Hollywood, here I come! Wow!
Ooh, looks like you're hurt. It's Derek's time to shine.
Fuck you, Derek!
How did you predict that one?
Yeah, I have no idea what that one's all about. I was just gonna drown Link in that margarita hot tub.
Let's keep attacking one person at a time. Wow! Not cool.
Now this moment is actually pretty disappointing when I first saw it, because I really wanted to know to see, what Sonic's weakness was. And of course, if you've seen the first season, the first episode, Sonic really loves his Dominique poster. So, I thought maybe the machine would have used that to its advantage, and I don't know, maybe it would have like 20 copies of the Dominique poster, and it's just burning like millions of copies of it, and Sonic's just reacting to it, just burning. I mean, come on, that would have been Sonic's perfect weakness. But Eggman says that his weakness is everything, which I would like to see Eggman give me an example. I mean, Sonic throughout the entire series of Sonic for Hire, he doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything, but says the poster. So I thought they would use the poster to an advantage. But Sonic actually agrees to Eggman and say, yeah, everything's his weakness. Once again, we don't get an example of what does he care about and what is his weakness. So yeah, I'm a little confused on that whole ordeal. But Season 7 actually starts to contradict itself, because in Season 7, it's actually revealed that Sonic never did care for the poster. He only liked it because the poster was already in his hotel, and he said he was high on angel dust. Even though in previous seasons we never see him high as hell, and he still cares for the poster. I don't know, I never did like that whole twist there at the end of Season 7. I didn't like it. Even if it's supposed to be funny, I never did find it funny. Sonic does like the poster, but once again, I think that's the creators just trying to contradict themselves again, what the characters like and what they do. Hell, remember at the end of Season 2 where Mario busts into his apartment and his poster exploded? Sonic was not high, and he got majorly pissed when that happened. So, yeah, that really proved that Sonic did like the poster, but the creators are now contradicting, saying that Sonic never did. I know I shouldn't be making a big deal out of it, but this is one of those contradicting things that's actually starting to hurt me a little bit. But anyway, speaking of Mario busting in and helping Sonic, yes, Mario shows up out of nowhere with his evil Goonies and decides to help Sonic and his friends take down Eggman and Egghead. Now, you may be wondering, out of all the rivalry they've been through throughout the entire seasons, why the fuck would Mario want to help Sonic? After all, Eggman and Egghead want to take down Sonic, which Mario wants to do as well. Well, Mario says, and believe it or not, he doesn't like how Eggman and Egghead are representing the villains. They're pretty much a bad example of who they are. Mario and the others want to get their names clear, and they're not really a good example of who villains should be. And Mario and the others want to show that they're better villains than Eggman and Egghead. Honestly, that's not a bad twist. I do like it how they're not liking Eggman and Egghead, and they want to be the true villains once again. That's not bad, but the problem that was scratching my head is that you're saying that Mario is the villain in this series? Mario is the bad guy. Mario is the bad guy. He is an antagonist in this universe. I mean, that's pretty ballsy, guys. Wow. So, after that little, life changer, Mario and his goons pretty much do their stick. They help Sonic and the others defeat Eggman and Egghead's goons, and Sonic was able to take down the big Eggman robot, and one of the robot parts falls on top of Sonic. Now that the robot part has fallen on top of Sonic, this is Eggman's chance to kill Sonic. However, though, he doesn't know if he wants to do that, but on the other hand, Egghead is influencing Eggman to kill Sonic. But then Sonic tells Eggman to remember all the good times they had. I'm assuming he's talking about from all the Sonic for Hire series. I don't know if he's talking about like through the video games and all that, but let's just say he's talking about from Sonic for Hire. Yeah, they might have had their arguments here and there, but Sonic tells Eggman, hey man, we did have a good time here and there, so you know we've had good times. But then on the other hand, there's his daughter, and well, you know, that's his daughter, but then again, he barely knew her, but Eggman is still unsure who to trust, and believe it or not, Eggman chooses to believe Sonic. Yeah, they might have been assholes towards each other, but Eggman agrees that, yeah, they've actually had good times with each other. In fact, he doesn't even say that. The only thing he says is,
I can't do it.
and the best thing I love about this, and I might be overthinking it, but that's the only thing that Eggman says. He doesn't say anything else about it. When I saw this for the first time, I thought towards the end of Season 8, Sonic and Eggman were probably going to have their own discussion of how, you know, they used to be enemies, but now they're friends, or Eggman might comment and tell Sonic, thanks for not letting me kill you, making me realize my own ways. No, Eggman doesn't say anything else. All he says, he can't do it, and I love it for that. The creators knew they didn't have to spell it out and say, oh, Sonic and Eggman used to be friends, and Eggman realized that he didn't want to do it. What I love about it is that Eggman doesn't have to actually agree to Sonic. He doesn't have to say it out loud to the audience. Eggman just knows that Sonic is right. Yeah, we hate each other, but hey man, we've had our fun with each other, and I love it for that. It's really smart. They didn't have to do anything else with it. Again, I could be overthinking it, but I just like how smart the creators did. They didn't let Eggman get too emotional. He just says, I just can't do it, because they know they're tight, so they shouldn't even have to fight, and even Eggman has no reason to kill him, because Eggman does deep down like Sonic, but of course, he doesn't want to say it out loud and admit it to him. So creators, I will give you credit for that. I love it. I just hope they don't do their contradicting ways in Season 9 and Eggman gets all emotional or anything. But yeah, this is just pretty much my thoughts of what I think it is. So of course, after Eggman refuses to kill Sonic, Eggman gets pissy about it and she decides she'll kill Sonic instead. But then, out of nowhere, after flying in space for so fucking long, Soniqua just conveniently just falls where Sonic and the others are, and Soniqua and Eggman have their fight. Yes, their second fight, round 2. Now, of course, I'm putting all bets on right now. Soniqua is going to lose, and Eggman is going to pick up Soniqua and throw her into outer space. We all know Eggman is better than Soniqua. Soniqua is not going to win. She's going to lose. I can guarantee you. God damn, Sneeko has fucking fire breath? Are you fucking shitting me? I didn't even think she could do that. Okay, so now Sneeko's now the best character in the entire series. I didn't even know she could do that. Wow, well, sorry, Egghead. I really thought you were the strongest character. But now Sneeko proves to us that she was actually a bit more stronger. I did not expect that shit. I really thought Egghead was actually going to win this time. But Sneeko, you proved me wrong. Alright, everyone, it's official. Sneeko is now the strongest character in the fucking series. So, sadly, after Egghead dies, everyone goes home until Jim comes out of nowhere and the Eggman robot that Sonic destroyed, and he tells everyone that he's going to be the next new villain. Until Sonic comments and says, "Really, Jim? Is this what we're going to do in every season? We're just going to become villains in each and every new season?" And then, of course, Jim refuses to it. And then we end on a really strange note, and Sonic says that they're going to go to college in the next season. Tails refuses it, but then Sonic says, "No, we are going to college." So, I guess that's official now? Now, for most of you who don't know, during Season 7, that was a little joke in Season 7 when Eggman actually said that they were going to go to college, but then Sonic replied saying, "Not this season." So, I guess the creators actually had that in mind that they were going to go to college. I don't know what they have planned for it, but if Season 9 is about them going to college, I would like to see that. Now, ironically enough, in that same scene, Sonic says that they're actually working on having their own movie as a Kickstarter. Again, I don't know if they're really planning on doing a movie, but in my opinion, I wouldn't mind if Season 9 was actually them going to college, and then Season 10, if it happens, yeah, it can just end with the movie. That would be perfect. I would like it. Now, I will say overall, I wish Sonic for Hire ended with Season 7. Now, overall, let me just say I love Season 8. This is indeed one of my favorites next to Season 7. But speaking of Season 7, it felt more it had a closure to it. I liked it. I don't know. After Sonic became the creator and it showed us a montage of how all the other video game characters were doing. I don't know, it felt genuine. It felt like a really good closure to the Sonic for Hire series. But then we have Season 8, and much like everyone else, when I heard about Season 8, I was really thrilled about it. I was really happy for Season 8, considering that I've been following the series since the first season came around. But I gotta be honest, Season 7 had a better closure, but funny and ironically enough, I do love Season 8. I really do love it. So, yeah, but I think it's pretty much official. I think they are going to do a Season 9, but honestly, I would love to see the Sonic for Hire movie. I think if they can actually do a better closure for the Sonic for Hire movie than they did with Season 7, then okay, I'm all up for it. Is all this official? Again, I'm not too sure. I haven't done much research on it, but if anyone does know, please comment down below. But overall, Sonic for Hire, I really did like it. I enjoyed it, and if you weren't familiar with it, well, that's why I made this video. I wanted you guys to know that it exists, and yeah, Sonic for Hire is really worth watching. If you love the first 7 seasons, then Season 8 really shouldn't be a disappointment.
Well, as always, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment down below. What did you guys think for Sonic for Hire Season 8? Better yet, what did you guys think of the entire series? Do you think they're fun? Do you think they're not fun? What you like about them? What you didn't like about them? What's your favorite moments? Who are your favorite characters? Seriously, I would like to know what you guys think of Sonic for Hire. If you're newcomers and you still stayed during this entire video watching my review of Sonic for Hire, please, what are you waiting for? Go watch the previous seasons. Sonic for Hire is literally one of the greatest comedies I've seen so far on the internet. But I think that's probably because I'm a huge Sonic fan, and seeing them poking fun of Sonic and the other video game franchises is pretty damn hilarious. I love it. But yeah, hope you guys can check the seasons out. I hope you check out Season 8 if you haven't, and the rest of the seasons. And yeah, just let me know what you guys thought about the entire season, your favorite characters and everything in the comment section below. Also, due to the bad thing that's going on right now, I can't say what it is because I heard we're not allowed to talk about it and discuss it. But I just want to say, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are at home, taking care of yourselves. And I hope you guys are washing your hands. Be careful. Be safe. Please. It's crazy right now. So, I hope you guys are really just pretty much staying isolated and waiting until everything calms down. And I really hope everyone is doing fine. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Again, be safe and be careful. And thanks for watching.
But wait! There's more!
So like I said earlier, Knuckles, Sonic, Tails, and Eggman go and get their own... Get their... Wow. Wow. Okay, I gotta read my paper. Sometimes I try to read this shit on the top of my head. What I'm trying to say is, after that, Knuckles influences Sonic and Tails to gather their own army. Yeah. Where the fuck did I say Eggman from? Sometimes when I read my scripts, when I script this shit, sometimes I don't read the paper because I'm trying to memorize it in my head. Ignorance not even on the paper. I don't know. I'm fucking stupid. Now that Sonic and the others have a game color on their game game color. Now that they have a game coder already. Now that Sonic and the others have a game color, they can now play the classic video games now. That'd be a plot. That'd be a plot. Just play the old classic video games. They get a game color, Game Boy Color. Damn, that shit's old. They played the famous song "You're the Best," you know, from the Karate Kid. You know the song "You're the best, the best." You know, I'm not gonna sing the song. You know, I don't know. I was actually gonna sing it. You know, people in the comments are gonna be like, "Dude, seriously, you're gonna sing it? That's a classic song." I was gonna sing it, but I'm not gonna sing it. You're the best. Gonna bring you down. Yeah, I'm gonna change that. Yeah, I'm not gonna add that. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. I might do a blooper. Maybe, I don't know. I might do a blooper. Some of these bloopers are fucking ridiculous. And he goes by the name Alpha Game. Wow, Alpha. What? I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I swear I got this shit scripted. Gamboa. Alpha Gamboa. I can say Alpha. Why did I say Alpha? Sounds like I said Alfalfa. Shit, I can't even, because I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Gamboa. But I said Alfalfa. Alpha. It's clearly says, I don't know where I got the name. It's clear I clearly spelled Alpha right. Yeah, Alpha. That's how you spell Alpha. I don't know where the fuck I got that from. The last time I heard the word alfalfa, that was like little Rusrag. Not Rusrags. Rascals, yeah. Oh my fucking God. I need to sleep. I said little Rusrags. It's a little. I said little rascals, little rascals. I can't. Oh my God, I need to sleep. I'm tired. I need to take a break. This is embarrassing. Jesus, I read too fucking fast. Even when I script shit. Yeah, if someone told me to read one sentence to save my life, I will fuck it up from the first word. The first beginning of the sentence might say just, but I might say the instead. I'm already fucked. I read too fast. Or I could have dyslexia. Who fucking knows? I think I need to stop. I need to slow down my reading. Jesus, even when it's scripted. So like, that's one of my favorite moments when Eggman can't do it. He says, shit. That says, oh, he said, that's what Eggman says. He says, oh, what Eggman says is, I can't do it. Speaking of can't do it, I can't fucking do this script right now. How many times did I say too? Did I say like, what, 2 or 3 times? Oh, I'm going back to my old ways. No, I will not go back to my old ways. No, fuck you. No. No, I will not do that. No, sir. You know, I can see. You know what? You know, speaking of which, I look back on my video, and when I looked at it, I was like, how the fuck did I let this go? Because at first, I thought people were just doing that just to, you know, add a funny meme or something. But when I looked back at my video, I was like, God damn, this little nigga says that shit a lot. God damn, you won't stop saying it. If I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. If I found someone who kept saying so much, I'd be like, motherfucker, breathe, bro, breathe that shit, and then you can say it. Fucking breathe. I became a big asshole. I make fun of a lot of people too. I ain't gonna lie. And for those who make fun of me, bruh, you deserve a fucking medal because I love to make fun of people too. Oh, that shit is funny as hell. So how do you do it? I don't know how he did it. Even when I script this shit, I can't even read it. I gotta slow down on my reading. Jesus. How many times that nigga gonna say so much? Calm the fuck down, bro, and get the word out of your fucking mouth. How the hell did I let all that slip? And you know what? I always review my videos before I publish it. But how the fuck did I let that slide? I don't know. I guess because at the time I was, you know, still in school and shit. And I guess I just published whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Which I will admit, that was actually half of the reason. Sometimes I would do a video before it's time for me to go to bed, and I would just rush that shit out, and I'd be like, yeah, just do it. Even on the weekends, I would rush that shit so I can hurry and play on my Nintendo GameCube. Well, wow, time really flies. But yeah, I guess I would rush the shit out of them and just say whatever the fuck. And I said, yeah, they won't say anything about it. False. This is hilarious, man. Oh, Oh my god. It's kind of like Wings of Redemption, where he won't admit that his slogan is funny when he says, "Look here, look, listen." I mean, that's once that's been said and done, it's permanent on the internet. Sometimes Richard will admit that him saying "look here, listen" is funny, but then sometimes if he's in a bad mood, he doesn't want to hear it, and he'll still ban people for saying it. That's why. Look here, look, listen. Look here, look, listen. Man, anyone who doesn't say so on. Man, anyone who doesn't say so on. Hey, Vegeta, how many times has Aubrey said so on in his videos?
It's over 9,000!
NANI?